Hi folks, welcome to your second video on how to use the Texas Instrument BA2 Plus to solve an algebraic expression. Now, you'll see here that we have one that's slightly more complicated because in this expression we have a number divided by this denominator, which is also a number divided by a number. This expression is going to be multiplied, so when you have an expression followed by a bracket, it's understood that the operation in here is multiplication, and we're going to multiply this expression by 1 minus 1 divided by this large expression. But what you'll notice here is that this expression here is raised to the 5th power. It may not be very clear, but that's what we've got there, and then we'll close the bracket. So let's think about how we would first off plug this into our Texas Instrument BA2 Plus calculator. And then what we'll do is we'll actually show you how we'll plug it into the calculator once we put some keystrokes down in here. So let's have a look at what this might look like. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to write 350, because that's the first number, and we want to divide 350 by the number that's down here. Now, again, this doesn't have a bracket around it, but we want to tell the calculator to divide 350 by whatever this number turns out to be. So we would type a bracket in here telling the calculator to do this first. Again, your calculator is smart. It will note BAII, but you need to tell it that a bracket is coming up. So we're going to tell the calculator to divide by 0.0975 divided by 12. And then we're going to close that bracket. And so that the calculator calculates 350 divided by this number, we're going to put the equal sign in. Right? Now this expression here, once we get it into the calculator, we're going to multiply it by this bracket. So the next thing I'd encourage you to write before you plug anything into your calculator are the keystrokes that you would type in order to get this bracket simplified. So what would that be? We're going to multiply it by 1 minus 1 divided by the entire bracket below, which is 1 plus 0.0975. Now what we should probably do is put a divided by 12 sign here, because we want to tell it to do this operation, and it knows to do the division before the addition, but we'll have to close it off with a bracket. But here you'll notice we want this bracket, if you look at the question, we want it raised to the 5th power. So we're going to have to use our y to the x key, which is telling the calculator that we need to invoke the exponent. So we're going to raise that bracket to the 5th power and then press the equal sign so that we get that big number calculated. All right, so what would this look like plugging it into your Texas Instrument BA2 Plus? Well, turn your calculator on, all right, and let's see what we get. So let's start here and plug in 350, and we are going to divide that by, type your bracket, 0.0975 divided by 12, and don't forget to close the bracket and then press the equal sign so that the calculator calculates this amount first, which is quite a large number, over 43,000, right? But we're good. We want to multiply that by whatever's in the bracket here. So type the bracket, 1 minus 1 divided by, and then don't forget, create your bracket, 1 plus 0.0975 divided by 12. Close the bracket, and don't forget we want to raise this bracket here all to the 5th power, all right? So we want to type or press the y to the x key, 5, then press your equal sign. And you'll notice here that you get, again, this is a dollar amount, so our answer is going to be in dollars. It's going to be $1,000 $708. And you'll notice it's got 13949. Well, again, we're not going to keep it at more than 2 decimal places because we're working with dollars and cents. So your final answer would be $1,708.14 rounded to the nearest cent. And that's how you would use your calculator to solve this question.